Okay, you're using your Tireminder, you're driving down the road, and all of a sudden you get the no sensor code. What do you do now? Hey, welcome back to the Happy Place Diaries. I am, as always, Jerry, and in this episode we're going to be talking about troubleshooting for the Tireminder. And the model that we have is the Tireminder 66. We recently discovered that we were having a fault code on our monitor. We're driving down the road and all of a sudden the lights would start flashing and it would give us a fault code of no sensor. And so I reached out to Tireminder and they walked me through some of the steps to troubleshoot your sensor before having to replace it. And you're going to want to go through this process because these little gems are $88 for a pair. So if you can fix it yourself, that's a really good idea. So the first thing first is you're going to want to open up your sensor and check the battery. Make sure that you have a battery in there. And you might have to replace the battery. And these are lithium batteries, CR1632s, and they just slide right into your sensor. So first step is check the battery. You might just have a dead battery, and we've had that happen also. The other thing is, while you have your sensor off and you check the battery, while the battery's out, this little area right here, go ahead and push down on that, and then there's two latches on either side. Make sure that those are pushed in so that you have a good battery connection.
There you go. Actually, you know what?
And then replace the battery. Be really careful when you're taking this cap on and off because you can cross thread it. Now, some of the Tireminders have a theft-proof lock top. We didn't go with that, but some of them do. So the next thing you're going to check is when you put your sensor on your stem valve, you want to make sure that you have a good connection and that you don't have any leaks, and you could feel those or get some soapy water and put it around. Make sure that you don't have a leak. The other thing that they told me to check was when you take your sensor off, you should hear a puff. And there was the puff right there. If you don't hear that puff, that means that your stem might not be functioning properly, or you might have something stuck in your sensor itself. Also, give a really good visual inspection of your sensor. Make sure that it's not cracked. Make sure the cap's on there. Make sure that you haven't cross-threaded those the cap onto the body of the sensor, and just give it a really good look-see. Look inside where you're pressing, and then if everything looks good on your sensor and you're still getting a fault, reset. Go ahead and delete your sensors out of your monitor, and then reset all of your sensors in the monitor. And if you're still having trouble, then you have a bad sensor and maybe a bad monitor. So it turns out on ours, it was the connection. And once we tightened up that connection where the battery was, everything worked perfect. And coming down on this trip, we had no sensor faults on our monitor, and we didn't have to reset. So real simple fix. And again, having the Tireminder gives you a really good peace of mind when you're out on the road pulling your rig. All right, check out your Tireminder. If you don't have one, we'll leave a link so that you can get one. And we thank you all for coming. Share the video with a friend. Check out some of our other videos, and we will see you in the next one.